Obviously, you will assume that the wealthy typically wear flashy jewelry and apparel, making it easy to spot them. They'll appear assured and high class. However, the wealthiest members of our society now tend not to like to show off their material prosperity. Because of this, you need to look closely to tell if someone is wealthy or pretending to be wealthy. It can be challenging to tell the truth in the social media age because so many individuals flaunt their wealth. So how do you know someone is pretending to be rich? Well, let's have a look at some of the signs Warren Buffett shares on someone who is fake rich. This is quite surprising. Without further ado, let's get started. 15. They often boast. It's far too much. Rich people typically have lower self-esteem and rarely brag about their money. Most of them carry a passermalum bag everywhere and deny having wealth. Those who pose as wealthy frequently talk endlessly about their collection of handbags, automobiles, or virtually anything else. Be keen next time when someone brags about their fortune. 14. They name drop a lot. People attempt to appear more important by using the influence of others. The phony rich always talk about other people as if they know them very well. Even most of the time, they have only briefly shared space with them. Watch out for people who collect names to utilize in less than casual interactions. 13. Their constant need for validation. They live off their admiration for certain people and thrive off it. Everything they do is done only to impress others who are considered inferior. Instead of trying to succeed, they spend more time trying to appear successful. The truly wealthy don't require assistance from those around them. You don't need to brag about how rich you are or how much money you make on social media because you are happy with yourself and don't need anyone else's approval. You are aware of your independence. Fake rich people depend on you to make remarks about and show interest in their possessions, such as their house, car, or place of employment. They frequently describe it in a way that invites questions and discussion. They use this to support their personal lifestyle choices. 12. They only talk about money. Most people have a wide range of interests and are well-rounded, but those who pose as wealthy often become fixated on money. All they can speak about is how much money they make, how much they spend, and how much desirable luxury goods cost. That makes sense given that their existence depends on others believing that they are wealthy. Of course, there are other reasons why the fake rich continually bring up money in conversation. They must be insecure because they are proclaiming and emphasizing their degrees of wealth. I've found that people who talk about money all the time are less likely to have it. 11. Love flaunting and spending too much time on social media. One of the main things you notice about poor people is their constant social media activity. Even when they're not doing anything beneficial, all they do is flaunt their fake wealth, keep posting pictures of themselves, or look for new ways to connect with those who are deceiving into thinking they are rich. While we do not believe that social media is harmful, it is problematic when it turns into an addiction that constantly takes from you while failing to make you feel good. Whether they are affluent or not, self-assured people don't feel the need to sell themselves with lavish Instagram postings publicly. Because they desire so much to appear prosperous, poor people may lack the courage to be present in their truth. 10. Overcompensating when it is not necessary. One way to identify someone claiming to be wealthy is if they overcompensate for everything. People who constantly overcompensate tend to struggle with emotions and inadequacy. This can take many different forms, such as bragging about their alleged success, putting their own achievements above those of others, or downplaying the achievements of their friends and peers. People with inferiority complexes may have lived in poverty as children and still hold that belief. As a result, to hide their flaws, they overcompensate. 9. Their circle consists of other fake rich people. There is a proverb that goes, "The rich associate with the rich, the poor with the poor." Well, I say the fake rich associates with the fake rich. The truth is that you cannot pretend for very long to be someone you're not around people who are who you're pretending to be. The fake rich always hang out with individuals who are in the business of faking it to make it, since it is impossible to act affluent among the wealthy. You won't be able to keep up for long. Like a natural force, they're drawn to one another. Sometimes it's done to keep up appearances, and other times it's done to rule over the other group members. 8. They care more about perception than quality. When they have spent a lot of money, fake rich people want you to know about it. As a result, people frequently purchase designer clothing and spend more on brands. Instead of purchasing better made things with less obvious labels, They frequently choose large, bold logos. They don't care about the item's quality. They only care about making a statement by owning these things. The difference in values between a person's home and automobile reveals a lot when it comes to finance. They're living above their means if their car is worth more than 15% of the value of their house. Be cautious if they give themselves a more technical work title to look more significant. These are the ones who understand perception better than reality. This is the easiest way for a person to make you think they're rich. They lease a car or get the newest iPhone to show you. When you see this person with beautiful things, chances are your brain will tell you they have money at first glance. They go out and purchase the recent phone, and the once new one soon become a dock music player. That's stupid. 7. They don't care about their time. A wise man once said, "You can always get more money, but you cannot get more time." And well, that's true. Because they know that time is one of the most valuable commodities, real affluent guys are picky about it. They will always plan out their activities to make the most of their time. This guy is not a typical rich man if he looks so unconcerned with time and doesn't care if you are early or late by 30 minutes. 6. They pay for goods in installments. That is alarming. If someone is wealthy, he won't even consider making payments over time because he can pay it all at once without worrying about his resources. Does your friend regularly pay in installments for purchases? He usually runs out of money by the end of the month. However, some wealthy individuals choose to pay for things in installments for one very important reason. They know investing it pays more interest than the interest they will be charged from the installments. Otherwise, most fake rich people will pay in installments because they don't have enough, not that they are in an investing or a business that pays more interest. 5. They always brag about the plans that they have. The pretend wealthy are always eager to share their wonderful plans with everyone in the room. They have ways that they say will undoubtedly net millions of dollars, but even if a fake rich person has brilliant ideas, there's little chance that they will implement them. They will praise concepts but will only attempt to adhere to them. Instead of just talking about these million-dollar ideas, the wealthy focus on putting them into action. This is a sensible and competent method of conducting business. They are aware that such elaborate arrangements often take at least a year. 4. They use complex titles for their job position. Although it might seem silly, there are other ways to recognize the differences. The titles of fake affluent people's job tend to be overly technical. Imagine asking someone you're speaking to what they do for a living, and they reply that they're the company's director of first impression. In other words, they embellish their title rather than express it clearly. This is done to make it look posh. They quickly add the CEO title even if they hold a short position. And if they hold a highly respected position in the organization, they frequently twist words to brag. Moreover, they're constantly preoccupied with finding complicated job titles. 3. They rent but own nothing. Often, impoverished people try to appear wealthy by borrowing money from others, including friends and family. Occasionally, they need permission before utilizing the things they purport to own. When someone claims to be affluent and constantly advertises their properties online, it indicates that they are not as wealthy as they claim to be. They will dress extravagantly and accessorize with pricey jewelry, but when they arrive home, they will discover a closet that is only partially stocked because they never actually owned anything. Renting has numerous advantages to buying, but there are a few reasons why someone who claims to be wealthy cannot talk with their money. People who claim to be wealthy but don't seem to have tangible possessions are generally less wealthy than they claim to be, and are likely renting their expensive lifestyle. 2. They buy liability on credit. They will take out loans to acquire the newest technology, luxury clothing and accessories, and cars. They will look to be active on their WhatsApp status even if they are constantly broken. When you need support, and one or more of them are your buddies, you'll discover just how poor they are. 1. They rely on credit cards to buy things. A person might own pricey, opulent items, but that doesn't imply that they are wealthy. Pay attention to how people buy items to determine whether they are lying. Do they frequently purchase with credit cards or prefer cash or debit cards? They may own a black card. Have they ever had their payment rejected? Many people get into debt by using their credit cards to maintain their appearance. This typically indicates that they have no savings and owe money on all they own. Rich, phony people may live paycheck to paycheck, even though they make a great wage, just for the prestige. True millionaires don't need to demonstrate their wealth to others. No need to flaunt your wealth if you're content and doing well. Rich people typically have better financial sense and are less vocal about their finances. In actuality, wealthy individuals understand their finances and avoid overspending. They don't squander money on foolish things and don't require approval from others. Sometimes it cannot be easy to distinguish between real and false, but true quality always comes through in the end. Anyway, what do you think? Which sign do you think we missed out on our list? Comment below and let's engage. That's all. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe. See you in the next video.